Have you ever stopped to think how your actions add up over a PhD project? Just think on all the things we use and consume. Imagine the agar we use to grow our bacteria, the medium we use for our cells, all the water we use for our buffers, the clothing we wear, the amount of time we spend and all the things we depend upon. We are going to lay out the everyday goods that you consume in your project and show the impact each of us makes upon our world. The journey of a PhD project. And as we take each step, we will see how we leave our impression, our stamp upon our world. This is our PhD footprint. This is our world. A concrete grey building of infinite possibilities. A place that a PhD calls his home, and where he spends 4 or 5 years of his life. Every PhD project starts with cloning. Cloning requires a lot of materials. LB brought agar, agarose, mini prep kits, maxi prep kits, etc. etc. Take for an instance the amount of agarose used for agarose gels. One PhD will use 10 to 15 gels to clone one simple gene. Average PhDs will have to make 15 constructs in the project, which takes them 4 years. If you would take all the PhD students in one department, let's say cell biology, the amount of agarose used is enough to construct a bridge over the river Maas. Pipetting is the virtue of every student. Whether you are cloning, growing cells, doing mass spectrometry, the pipette follows you everywhere. Oh, pipette. Are you aware that all pipettes are made in China? And that it takes 12 hours collaborative child labor just to assemble and equilibrate one pipette? At least those children are sure they will never suffer the fate of a PhD student. How lucky they are. Pipetting is hard physical labor. Did you know that pressing the plunger button on a P200 may require a force up to 70 Newton? This corresponds to a weight of 7 kilo. Imagine lifting 2 bricks every time you eject a yellow tip. Now imagine the amount of yellow tips you use every day. You use at least a tip box a day, so 96 tips times 52 weeks times 6 working days times 4 years times 2 bricks per tip equals 240,000 bricks. An average 5-room house contains 10,000 bricks. So all by yourself you build 24 houses. These child laborers are lucky indeed. Well, at least your thumb is well trained. The average pipette hand thumb has twice more muscle power compared to an ordinary person. Just imagine how you would own your PI at a thumb wrestling contest.
Round 1. Fight! Finish him!
Obviously, the footprint of a PhD student is more than beating up and traumatizing your PI. The life of a PhD is a tough life that stimulates many addictions. Luckily, the facilities for obtaining these narcotics are widely distributed along our environment, and your next shot of caffeine is always around the corner. But do you know how much coffee you actually drink, or how much caffeine is in it, or what all this coffee costs you? Mind, if you would every day take a coffee break at a DE cafe, where coffee is served with a smile, this would add up to 2,000 euros over the entire course of your PhD. 2,000 euriones. You could have celebrated the end of your PhD with a 2-week exclusive all-inclusive holiday in Dubai, or an 8-week stay at Landau de Korenmolen. Instead, you are all out of a job. Surely, drinking coffee is not half as bad for your health as it is for your wallet. But the life expectancy you gain by drinking coffee not by far weighs up against the years you lose by being exposed to toxics. Just imagine the times you forgot to wear your nitrile gloves and got exposed to ethidium bromide, the acrylamide you accidentally ingested, the radiation you got exposed to, the toxic damps you inhaled, the powders you sniffed. Yes, the PhD footprint weighs heavily upon the shoulders of the PhD. The PhD student wears his burden with pride though, because of one aspect we yet have to discuss. Despite all his hardships, the PhD student leaves a legacy in the form of numerous papers and a final thesis which will be cherished and read by many. This is the true footprint a PhD makes.